Hello, it's Alex, the Bookubus. A little bit of a different video today, but in honour of Old School April, I thought it would be fun to share some childhood crushes of mine, and specifically some rather strange ones. I'm not sure when or why I decided to do this video, but I thought it was a fun idea at some point and then I'd kind of committed to it. So here we are, we're doing it. But hey, I don't mind embarrassing myself every once in a while for entertainment purposes. I've narrowed down the list to a top 10 and we're going from the least weird of the weird to full-on unhinged. These are all crushes of mine from my childhood. A lot of them are, 80s films and TV shows. So starting off with number 10, we have Jareth, the Goblin King from Labyrinth. And I know I'm not alone in this one. I know lots of people in their childhood and beyond have a massive crush on Jareth. But when you think about it as an adult, the relationship between Jareth and Sarah, there's a lot to unpack there. So yeah, it's definitely a bit of a weird crush when you think about it, but so handsome, amazing outfits, and those tights, say no more. Even though objectively he could have been higher in the list, I put him in at number 10 because he is a pretty common one, whereas the other ones I feel are less so. Okay, number 9 is a character from the A-Team, a show that I'm sure we all know and love. And I feel like the obvious choice was Face, you know, he was the ladies' man. But for me, it was all about Murdoch. Yes, the crazy one. What was his name? Howling Mad Murdoch? Oh my god. So yeah, I don't know, I like a crazy guy. I like a guy that can make me laugh. So yeah, Murdoch. Number 8 is in a similar vein, and it's a character from the Police Academy films. And I did also have a crush on Steve Guttenberg. I am, after all, only human, but the one that I'm talking about here is Zed. Again, the crazy one, the wacky one, the funny one. You know, I mean, he has a charm about him, right? I think he would be a lot of fun to hang out with. Number 7, and there was a show in the UK called Gladiators. It was probably ripped off from a US show, and I think I might have had a momentary thing for Warrior. I don't know how really to think about that, especially me as a child thinking anything. I really don't know. Number 6 is from Big Trouble in Little China, and of course I also had a crush on Kurt Russell. Who didn't? But the one I want to talk about here is Thunder from The Three Storms. I mean, the other two are fine, but Thunder? I mean, there's that scene when he's shirtless and doing this like sword display thing. And then also there's one scene when he's wearing a suit and he also looks good there. So yeah, I don't know, but I felt things. Okay, we're going into the top 5. And at number 5, Trey Guard from Nightmare, which is a British TV show. So apologies for anyone that didn't get to experience the amazingness of it. But it was this Dungeons and Dragons style TV show, and Trey Guard was the dungeon master. I mean, the guy must have been like 50. He had a full-on beard, so I don't know exactly what I was thinking, but those outfits are a vibe. And I mean, he obviously knows his way around a dungeon. Number 4, and we're moving into the cartoons. Starting off with Banana Man. So this is a cartoon about a kid called Eric, and every time he eats a banana, he transforms into Banana Man. I mean, look at him, what a hunk. And I don't know, something bananas. Number 3, and we have another cartoon, but this one isn't even human. It's the dog from Inspector Gadget. I think his name was Brain, and I don't know. I was a child, I don't have to explain this. But I also know I'm not the only person who might have had a crush for a dog cartoon character. You know who you are. Okay, we're getting into the nitty-gritty here. Number 2, and we have a James Bond character. Not actual James Bond, because that wouldn't be weird at all, but my favourite Bond was Roger Moore. I know, controversial. And this is a villain from a couple of Roger Moore Bond films. It is Jaws. I mean, the guy is literally a giant. I thought he was super cool. And the metal teeth, I mean, I don't know. I can't explain that part, but just go with it. But yeah, Jaws, totally still would. Okay, here we are, number 1. And what could be weirder than a cartoon dog or a giant with metal teeth? Well, it's Captain Scarlet. He's a puppet. Yeah, he's a puppet. Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons was a brilliant puppet show series by the same people that did Thunderbirds. That's probably the more famous one, but I loved Captain Scarlet. I mean, look at him. Tell me that if he called you up and asked you out on a date, you would say no. Exactly. That's the power of Captain Scarlet. So there we have it, my top 10 weirdest childhood crushes. I would love to hear about some of your weird childhood crushes. This is a safe space, so feel free to let me know in the comments. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this silly video, and hopefully I will see you again in the next one. Bye!